How's it going out there? Global Hack Week. Rosendo from MLH here. We are kicking off today's workshops with another awesome session with our friends from CKEditor. So today's going to be a live coding session along with a featured showcase. You're going to see how CKEditor works under the hood. And today we have an awesome guest with us who actually joined us day one, Andre, who is a developer advocate over at CKEditor. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it off to Andre. Andre, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Hello, everybody. So once again, my name is Andre, and I work at CKEditor as a developer advocate. I guess not all of you were here last Friday on the kickoff session where I basically showed out how to set up the developer environment in CKEditor. So if you haven't, no worries. I will get you covered. Just go to the link that you are being provided to the portal, and you will see this UI where you can just sign up, and then you will get the license key, and then we will kick off from there. If I try to sign up, you will see that I'm already signed up, and I have it done. So I'll just switch to the sign-in page where I will sign in, and this is where we are going to start. I will talk a little bit more about this portal before you get up and running. So you need to sign up and then confirm your email. Once you have everything ready, I will move on. So before I do so, let's give us a little introduction what CKEditor actually is and what it is good for. So CKEditor is a rich text editor that helps you to work with the rich text content in your application. So let's say you have your application and you don't need to worry and you want to offload your heavy lifting of the content editing to some third-party component. You would probably choose one of the few on the market. If you want to use ours, you can start with an open source solution. You put it in, you install it, you start running it. You can hook it to your application. For example, when somebody hits save, you can save it to your system. If somebody wants to do some commenting, if somebody wants to do some collaboration features, you don't need to implement it. You already have it in your, let's say, text area on steroids. It's based on TypeScript, so every web-based application can be integrable no matter what framework you are using, whether it's Vue.js, Angular, or I don't know, React or anything else, because it's written in vanilla JavaScript with the TypeScript typing. Okay, so that's basically my pitch to overcome the time while you are registering. And now let's say you are already in this portal, because CKEditor does not have only client features where you have your text area and you are writing your content, but also the server-side ones. For example, real-time collaboration. So you can have the system that basically looks like, for example, Google Docs, where people are collaborating real time, and that's when the portal kicks in. You can see I already have some loads, mostly from Friday, because I already put together the starter pack. So let me first share you with this link. It's my personal repository, and this is the checkpoint that we basically finished before. So you can go to your favorite IDE. I'm using Visual Studio Code. You can get this URL. You can run a git clone and the URL that you've been provided. Thank you for Zendo for sharing the link. So you just do the git clone and you clone it, and that's where you started. Before we get to the coding and changing the license key and so on and so forth, let me jump back to this and let me zoom it a little bit bigger. I might get back to the original zoom later on, but for now, this is the Git graph, and these are basically the checkpoints that we put together last time. So I will give you a little bit of a summary what we did. So let me switch back to the portal. We use this awesome CKEditor builder that will help you start. So I will just skim it through. We basically select one of the preset. You can select one of these when you are starting a project. So we select last time the classic editor starter. This is the bare minimum that you should start with if you want to start implementing the CK editor. If you're already skilled or want something specific, you can start with the other presets. So we just started with this basic one. Then you have this list of selections of the features. I switched to the advanced view because it's a little bit easier to have the more granular selection. And we picked a couple of plugins just to showcase that how you are configuring your setup. So we set up the mention and emoji plugin. You can see that after I click this emoji plugin, it automatically is propagated to this preview, and this is the fully functional preview. So you can select whatever you want, and you have your preview and can test out how it's the look and feel of the editor, and you can test out how your content editors would use it, and if you need, you can adjust the feature set right there after you select the preset. Then we went to the toolbar. You don't need to do that. We already have everything of this done. And once you go on the repository, I will show you how to hook it up to your portal. But just for the sake of giving you some context, I will just finish this walkthrough. Then we went to the toolbar, finish a couple of additional settings. I think we kept everything by default. This is just the behavior of the component. It doesn't really affect what we will be doing today. And then we just select the vanilla JS. We select the self-hosted option for integration method, and we downloaded the project. Then we loaded it into our Visual Studio, and this was the initial commit. So you can see that these 6 or 7, 8 files were generated, the little README, index HTML, and main.js, the most important part of the application, the definition of the dependencies with CKEditor 5, the styles, and the configuration for the bundler, which is with in this case. So that's what we did as the first step. Then we transferred the whole application into the TypeScript. So you can see everything has changed into the TypeScript. And now let me zoom out a little bit so we can see the changes. So there was nothing super complicated. We add the type called editor config. We type the definition of the configuration, basically the configuration of our plugins, and right after that we just add the type conditions to, let's say, prevent that our document HTML does not contain the editor element where we are rendering the content. So that's what we did before. I think now you have cloned the repository. Let's say you are at this stage. So everything you need to do to be up and running and be up to speed with me, it's run npm install right in the repository. I already have it cloned, so I didn't clone it. I open up the IDE in this folder. This would install your modules into the node modules by the definition of this package.json file. And we should be up and running. There is just one thing missing, and this is the license key. So I'll switch back to the portal. If you don't know the URL, once again, you should be able to get there by portal.ckeditor.com. We'll open up this portal. And this portal, in the subscription, you can see there are six steps. I'm really good at counting today. And in the cloud environments, in the license key tab, you can see your trial license key. This is the trial license key, which will give you 14 days access to all of the features. If you clone the repository, you already have my license key, which will be discarded after the session. So if you want to play after that, just go there, go to the main.ts file, and place your license key here. So let me just start the Keycaster so that you can see what I'm using as the shortcuts. So now I basically switch my license key with the same one in my case. In your case, there will be a new license key ready. I save the file. Let me open it up. I already run npm install. So the only thing I need to do is run npm start, which will start the development environment. And this is where we ended last time. So it took us less than 1 hour than before because we have all the code ready. But this is how we end up last time. So now we are going to show you how you can extend, or let's say create a new iteration of this. Now we would like to add a new feature, and it's going to be a premium feature called templates. Last time I have been talking about it. If you go to the ckeditor.com/docs, once again I will send it back to the channel so that guys can share it with you. If you go to the CKEditor 5 and then to features, you can have all the list of the features that CKEditor provides. You can have all the detailed description. If you are interested in something more detailed, just go ahead there. But for today, we are going to do templates. So let me just open them up. You can see this little star says it's a premium feature, and it basically allows the CKEditor, and this is the live demo once again. It allows CKEditor to provide predefined templates. So let's say this is the document with an image, or this is annual financial report. So we'll basically predefine some content that allows your content creators or like to your users easier way to start with something that they want to start with. If you want to think of an use case, let's say your company has some predefined templates for the emails or for the formal business letter, and you don't need to remember it. You don't need to find it in your I don't know, wiki pages and copy and paste it. You can have it as a template. So today we are going to create 2 templates, and we are going to do it by 2 approaches. First, I will show you how you can extend this configuration only with the builder, because in the main.ts at the top, you have the link to the configuration with a specific preset. So if I click on it and I go there and I open it up in the wrong editor, so I will just copy it and paste it to the browser that is being shared. You can see I already have everything in place. The feature, if I switch back, the features already are predefined with Emoji and the mention plugin that we did. The only thing that we can do is to extend this configuration by the template feature. So I selected it. I moved forward to the installation, and we will select the same setup. You can see that my trial is active because I'm already being logged in. So I will select vanilla.js, hosted npm, and today or now we are not going to download the project as we did last time, but we are going to look at the snippets. So you can see that there is npm install CKEditor 5, which was there before. So let me just go to the VS Code, stop by Control-C, stop the development environment, and paste npm install CKEditor 5, which was already installed, but just to be sure. There is one new package that we are going to install, and this one is called CKEditor 5 Premium Features. I'm installing it. So it will take a little bit because this one wasn't installed. So the with or npm will define this dependency in this dependency section. and install the CKEditor 5. Just a second. There you go. So you can see that it's being installed. And now we can switch back. The HTML didn't change, so we won't change it as well. Just to give you the showcase, or give you that it didn't change. We have some HTML with the links text. There is a body with the div main container, and then there is script module. And this is the only thing that we changed last time manually when we are transferring this vanilla JS project to the vanilla TypeScript. So this is the same. Styles didn't change as well, but the main.js file really changed. So now I'll show you how you can do it, how you can do the changing. So I will just paste the whole main.js. You can see that we got a bunch of errors in the place. So first one is let me open it up in the comparison UI. I did it by opening up this source control, and I selected a main.js in the changes. You can see, and CKEditor has no exported member of the classic editor. Let's see what we did incorrectly. Yeah, I can see. Now you can see that there are two different versions, because this morning we have released a new version, 46.00.1. So let me just adjust to the same version as the CKEditor 5 and CKEditor 5 premium features. So I will just reinstall the packages. And sometimes the VS Code is a little bit slow on these changes to notice. So if you run Shift Control P and you run reload window, it will automatically reindex the packages. So now you can see that the issues with classic editor not being loaded and so on and so forth, it's already noticed by the VS Code. I even think that if you leave the 46.0.1 there, it would be okay. But it's always a good practice to have the same versions of these two packages in your package JSON definition. So we can scroll a little bit down, and I will just open it up again in this comparison window, and I will run Option Z to wrap the templates and wrap the lines. So we can see that this editor config, which we're gonna use, was removed. So I will use this little arrow to put it back. You can see we got the new import for the CSS, because CSSs are imported from the new package called CKEditor 5 Premium Features. We are loading the license key. You can see that we transferred the project last time to TypeScript, but this type definition is not defined in the starter package. So we are going to add it again. So let me just configure it. And here you can see that there is a new template, and it says it cannot be found because I probably removed the definition for that. So let me just edit. I import not this one. We have to import it from the premium features, and I'm not sure why it's not being imported. So let me just import it manually. Import template from CKEditor Premium Features. I will format it. Last time we already predefined the configuration for the mention plugin, so I will just edit it here. Then we had a placeholder. Then we have the templates which are being added. I will go in detail in a minute how the file look like. Then we have the configure updates, and then this part of the file does not contain the check that has been done before. So let me just copy this part, and I will go back to the main.ts. I will zoom. I'll keep it this way, and I will show you what has changed. Last time we didn't do it this way because of the type definition, because this classic editor.create expects some type. So we did it this way. And then there is a function config update alert, which basically just check whether some of the values are not being defined, like your license key and so on and so forth. And if they are not defined, it will give you the alert. Let me just delete this one for a bit because it's easier to digest than the content of the main TS, because it can be a little bit of a jump if you are not using this configuration. And yes, let me just go back and check out, because I think I forget the most important line in the code, and this is creating the classic editor. And with this being said, we can go through the main.ts right now. So what did I do? Basically, the whole file is divided. The main.ts file is divided into the three sections. First part is imports and constant definitions. So we have our plugins being defined from the CKEditor. This is the part which is open source and up for grabs, and this is free. Then there is a package called CKEditor 5 Premium Features, and you have multiple plugins there. Sorry, so you can install whatever you need, for example, AI assistants, and so on and so forth. Then we are importing the CSS files, which are predefined in these two packages. Then we are importing the styles we have in our project, then the license key, and then the configuration object. Since we are using TypeScript, we are using type definition editor config to get the IntelliSense and type safety in there. And then there are three sections, once again, in this part, which are important. The first one is toolbar, which basically defines how the toolbar will look like, what buttons and drop downs and other UI elements you are going to have. They are having these code names, which you can find again in the documentation. So, for example, with bold, italic, emoji, and insert template, we will get to the process of adding a new plugin in a second manually, not via the builder. So you will see how I will adjust it. Then we have definition of the plugins. This is where you're saying what the CK editor should load. Yeah, then there is initial data. So this is some demo data to just showcase you some content inside the CK editor. Eventually, you would hook it to your storage, for example, to your database or to your content management system to load the data and save the data once you change something. Then there are configuration, and this is the third part. Then there are configuration for every single plugin. Since we don't have that much of a plugins, we have configuration for link plugin, configuration for the mention plugin, and configuration for the template. And there is another configuration called placeholder. So if we are not providing any data and the content of the CK editor is empty, this is what is being rendered. So let's see if I didn't screw it up. And if we run npm start, we have everything ready. You can see that it works as it was working before. So we have emoji plugin. So if I start with a colon and start writing, I will get the avocado. If I click on the emoji button, I get the toolbar. I can create some links. And finally, let's say I will put the cursor here, and I would like to put together the first template. This is the predefined template that is being inserted by the CK editor automatically if you generate it via the builder. Because yeah, if you scroll down, you can see in the template definition there is just one record. So that's where we are right now. So we created the template, and we adjusted the preset, and we generated the code snippet, and then we merge it back to the main.ts. You can see this can be a little bit more complicated, and it requires a lot of let's say, experience or some knowledge with the structure and what you have done before, because yeah, I needed to remember that I transfer the whole repository into the TypeScript. I transfer everything into the and I transfer some configuration, or I defined a couple of configuration already. So this is not ideal when you are trying to make an iteration in your development. So let me just stop this application, and as usual, as we did in the first as we did in the first setup or first workshop, I will just commit all of the files that we have done change to. So let me just pop that out. You can see I installed the new package called CKEditor 5 Premium Features. And again, we imported the plugin from that page. We imported the CSS. Here, we added the button to the toolbar. We registered this plugin into the configuration, and then we added the template. So now it's a little bit more digestible once I did the clearing up or adding the feature, filter out the stuff. So now I stage all of my files, and I will just commit them into the source code, and we will call it add template plugin. There you go. And now let me, and if you are following behind or you are not sure what I'm doing, I'm all the time using this script. I will send the link so that you can go to this MLH workshop. It's already finished workshop, so you can even see the source code in the meanwhile, how it's being implemented after I finish. So you can even jump to the future. But I'm basically going. This is the workshop 2 screen. So this is what I'm going through. So now we added the premium features and we installed the premium features plugin, template plugin, and now we are moving to adding the headings plugin. Okay, so you might notice, or maybe not, that in this configuration, these definitions of the template are basically the buttons that we are putting to the CK editor. So this is the introduction. So let's say it will be MLH test, and I will run npm start. So this is one piece of the this is the definition that we are currently using. So if I hit it, and let me just make a space, it will paste this content that we have this here in the data into the CK editor. There might be something a little bit worrying. You can see that this introduction is being in the H2, but here it's not the heading system. That's because you need to have all of the elements in the HTML supported by the CK editor. And to do that, you either install all of the plugins that support a specific functionality, or there is a specific plugin called General HTML Support that will support most of these out of the box. But we will go one by one. We will just need 2 things: images and headings. So first of all, I will add headings. So this is how you usually do it when you are creating when you are adding the plugin. So you need to know in what package the plugin is in. You can see it in this builder. If I switch back to the features and I would like to add heading, you can see that there is no star in here. For example, let's see, this format painter has this premium feature. So that's how you can decide under what package the plugin is under. And then you can use IntelliSense, but I just know that we are going to use heading. Once we have it imported in the toolbar, you need to insert the heading so that we have the button for that. And there are various options how you can generate the headings to the toolbar, but the easiest one is just to call it heading. If you are not sure, once again, you just go to the CKEditor /docs. Let me just show you once again. You open up CKEditor 5, features, And here in headings, you can see all of the options, how you can set it up, how you can set up the toolbar. Here you can see this is the base method, let's call it this way. Or you can have, let me scroll down a little bit, configuring the heading buttons. You can see that there are configuration, how you can set it out differently, like heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and then you have them one next to each other. I like the drop down more, so let's keep it this way. So this is the toolbar. Then we need to, of course, register it to load. You can see that my Copilot is here, still checking whatever I want to do. So sometimes I get these auto definitions out of the box. And here in the section, we need to provide a configuration, because now CKEditor have no idea like what headings I want to support. Like, is it going to be heading just 1 and 2? So once again, I just borrowed the section from one of the configurations. Let me just scroll it down to find the proper one. Yeah, this is the one that allows you just the paragraph heading 1 and heading 2. But I like this paragraph heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more, because this is let's say more feature proof. So let me just copy and paste it. If you are wondering where can you find it as well, it's here in the script as well. So that's it. I need to just add the comma, check whatever I did wrong. You can see it already helped me check that. So I don't need this heading. Yes. And that should be it. Yeah, I wrapped it in the curly brackets in the script file. So this was my fault. So you don't need this top and bottom curly bracket. I just did it to give you a little bit nicer syntax highlighting on the GitHub. And now you can see I didn't even turn off the development server. So once again, you can see that I got a couple of errors on the way because it was not compilable. But if we switch back and check out the refresh, and we refresh the page, you can see that we have the headings. Hello, and I would like this to be heading 2, and it works as expected, the same as with for the template. Now, if I placed it in, you can see that the heading is automatically being set up. So this is what we are doing for the heading, and we are basically done for setting up the heading plugin. The only thing that I don't like is having the heading at the end of the toolbar. So it's fairly easy. Let's say I would like to put them here. So I will put the heading there. And this, if you use this pipe, you can have the, let's say, spacer or divider in the toolbar. So now if I refresh it, save it and refresh, you can see that I have undo, redo, bold italics, and then I have my configuration for the headings. You can see it's being changed by the definition where I have the cursor. Yeah, that's the word. And next we are going to get the images. It will be fairly the same, so I won't be describing this that much. There is only one thing that I wanted to show you at the end, and this is now we are loading like 6 or 7 plugins, because the plugins are composable. So sometimes you don't need some functionality, so you just don't import it. But for now, I just would like to show you the capabilities, for example, in the image. So we can provide image, both inline and block images in the text that we are working on. We can, and I would like to show you that you can provide image caption, image resize. You can style the image. You can add the inline toolbar. which I'll show in a minute. So basically, if you click on the image, you won't need to configure it from the top toolbar, just from the inline toolbar. And then we can link an image and you can insert the image. So this is what you want to do. Once again, if you are not sure how to configure it or you want to browse the features, you go to CKEditor feature section. For example, in this case, it's going to be image, and you just take a look to the configuration how you do it. This is really nice sections, or like all of these features are super nicely described, so you don't need to memorize how to configure it. You have the definitions and the real life demos in the place, so you can play with that. You can play with that fairly easily, so you can see that there is already a demo where I can play with these images without the necessity to code it first and then experiment with the possibilities. You can just go through it, take a look to the configuration, and then finish it up here. So yeah, nothing super special. Once again, I'm adding the images. I need to insert image. At insert image, let's say I would like to put it right next to the insert template. This is, again, if you don't know what is the code name of the insert image, you just try to find it. If you didn't find it in the basic section, in the installation, you can definitely find it here. You can see that it's insert image. So just place it there. So now I added a button to the toolbar to insert the image. Then we have the plugins. So we need to do what we did before. So basically get all of the plugins that we are importing and put them right to the plugins here. There you go. Initial data we are not touching, and the only thing that it's remaining is image configuration. Once again, the configuration can vary. I already predefined these options so that you can have the resize options to default to the 50%, 75%. And this is the inline toolbar definition for the image. And I provided the integration for the URL insert method. So if you want to create or provide an image, you need to provide a URL to an image. There are various ways how you can integrate it, for example, with your CDN, like Upload Care, or for example, CKBox. So you have your images stored at the CKEditor part or Upload Care part, and you are just linking them via the URL, but you can also upload them from your computer, and then they are being stored and delivered via the content delivery network. But for the sake of simplicity, I just put the URL there. And if we scroll down, I will just double check that, yeah, page reloaded. If we switch back, if I refresh, you can see that you can create an image. I didn't prepare any image because I forget. So let me just go to any image. Let me just borrow one of the image here. So if I open copy image sample, let me do it this way. So let me just put this one. All right, I didn't pick the right one. Sample image, open image in a new tab. So we have this URL for a bit. And now I can provide the image with the URL, and you can paste it. And here you can see they can add the caption, can put it on the left, right. You can see text overflow. You can see the alignment. You can have everything in the, let's say, inline setup. And that's how we end it. You are maybe wondering why I place the headings and image support to this example. without like not telling you or like not telling you anything about the template. That's because I prepared 2 templates, and all they require is paragraph support, heading support, and image support. So to do that, and once again, the code is right here. These are the two other definitions that I put together. You can see that there is H2, and there is also some image that is being defined or like placed in S10 MLH banner. This is up to you. This is one of the challenges, so that you can create your own templates. I will show you how you can do that. But before that, let me just copy and paste these definitions. We will go to the template section. There you go. So here in this template definition part, we have just one definition, and we will add these 2 other ones. We'll just save it. You'll open up the MLH workshop. I will refresh it, and you can see here that we have 3 items. One more thing, yeah, there is always an additional configuration. If you want to customize something, you can see them already providing the description and the icon. So there are 2 more icons that I just downloaded from MLH and from CKEditor. So we have these little icons in there. And if I delete all of the content, here you can see the placeholder that we had defined in the configuration. I can create, for example, and this is just a sample, you can create your own templates, but you can create the template for the CKEditor document. And here in the content of your document, let's say you are writing what you need with all of the setups you need, and then you would like to create, for example, the MLH banner. So you just set it up. This will give you the option, for example, you don't want the caption and you want the image being on the right side. And you have predefined, pre-configured part of the document that nobody needs to write from scratch or copy and paste from some system. You already have them defined. And let's say, and I know that this is with love by CKEditor. You can also, for example, put the system in there. And now you might be wondering like how to create a new template. The easiest way is just to create something in the CKEditor and then use the get data. Last time I showed how it's possible to create this CK Inspector bookmarklet. So if you open it up, you get this little nice great dev tool. If you didn't see the previous workshop, you can just go to CKEditor Inspector, open it up, and here you can either install it and put it to your code, or you can just use it as this bookmarklet. So you basically copy and paste it. You want to create a new bookmark, and this is the content that you fill instead of the URL, and you get this little button. And if you click on it, it automatically loads the dev tooling. And here there is a great tool called get and set data. Of course, you can do it from the console. You can do editor.get value, but here you can do it in the UI. And once you prepare your HTML, you can just copy and define your own template. So I will just call it with the title of my template or whatever. I will remove it after a bit, but I just wanted to show you. Just paste the URL in there. Just mind that it's good to use the backtick, so you don't need to escape everything. So use the backticks for that. And If I refresh the page, again, I will delete everything because this is the initial content. And here I have this my template, templater, because I made a mistake. But here we have another template with something that we already put together. Okay, I see 12 comments in the comment section. This is basically what I wanted to show you as the base. There is one thing that remains, and this is the creation of the CKEditor Inspector, CKEditor Inspector toggle. So let me just do it really quickly. You have the solution again in the MLH workshop where the script is, but I will just do it really quickly. Let me just add the new commit to our GitHub repository. So we add template plugin with image and heading. And yeah, if you are a typo master like me, you can adjust the commit message like that using --mn. So you can see that there are no more typos left, hopefully. And now let's do the real quick adding the button. So I will just go there and I will create the simplified version. I will create the button above the npm start. I will create a button above the CKEditor. This is the button. It doesn't do anything. And now we need to implement the, let's say, the handler. So the thing how we do it is, yeah, I'm just copy and pasting the code from the script, and I didn't finish it. So we need to set inspector enabled false. We are getting the button by this. We are not having the inspector installed, so switch back. We'll go and I will install the CKEditor 5 real quick, the same as I did before. If you didn't get it, didn't saw it, I went to the CKEditor Inspector documentation and I just copy paste the npm install. Once I have it installed, I will start it. You can see Visual Studio Code is still a little bit start. Let it sync for a bit. Yeah, now we need to import it. The second part, which I forget, sorry about that. You can see it will work. Again, reload window, and we are good. This is something that's happening. And if we refresh it, it should be all right. Yeah, and there is a type definition because there are no type definition for the package yet. So I will just do ts ignore for this line. I hope it's a ts ignore. We are having it in our backlog, so once we will have the type definition, it's going to be ready. And the only thing that we need to now do is window.editor equals await. And once again, we will do ts ignore because I didn't type the window yet, but this is how we are basically creating the window.editor, or we can do it this way to have it easier to set up. Sorry about that. And we will attach the stuff, text content, and class list. This is something if you want to adjust it a little bit. But now we have the, let's say, handler being in place. It's fairly simple. We just have the enabled by default for false. We are adding the event listener to our toggle button, which I created here with ID inspector toggle. And if we click on it, it checks whether if it's the inspector is enabled or not. And if it's enabled, it will destroy it. If it's disabled, we will attach our editor. So let's see whether it works. Ta-da! So this is how you add your CKEditor button as the let's say toggleable button out of inspector being toggleable by the button. And this was one of the challenges, so I didn't want to skip it through. But for now, I think we can switch back. And in the meanwhile, before we get to the comments, I will just get everything to the GitHub. CK Inspector. So once again, if you go to MLH 77, you can get there. All right, so let's get to the first questions. Do we have any? Rosendo?
Not Rosendo, but it does not look like we have
Ryan, hey.
Hello. I filled in for Rosendo here. Does not look like we have any questions that came in. I was following along with you. One that I had personally, what use cases are y'all primarily seeing for the templates? I hadn't seen that feature before. How are people primarily using that in like production or in their applications?
Yes, they are usually combining it with a feature called merge fields. So if I go again to the documentation, and I know I'm helping with the documentation so much, but this is how I do it. Mm-hmm. So if you go to the merge fields, you basically can create a template. Mm-hmm. as the definition for example, this case, it's some kind of article or email. Mm-hmm. And then with these merge fields, you can just put this placeholder in, like you are doing with your Jinja templates or like some other templating engine, like for example, even React. Yep. You just like place everything in there, and then you can define the predefined information there. So let's say we'll put you would like to create a preview. I'm not sure whether the preview is probably not allowed here, but you can have the template and you can send it out with specific information, and these are the definitions that you can put in there. So for example, if you want to put the phone somewhere down there, you can place it, and then you can preview it, and you can send either the emails or create the landing page, because I don't know, you have some voice and tone definition within your company.
Nice. Yeah, it makes total sense. I was that's like the missing piece there for me. I was like wondering what the like next step on that was. That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, thanks for saying it. It was the notes I wanted to mention, but I wanted to finish all of the demos.
Yes, totally understand. One other one I had for you, just since I don't think we have anything from chat here. You were talking about using the documentation, everything. The builder is an awesome feature as well. I was playing around with that on the side. Like, I guess this isn't a question now that I'm thinking about it, but just kudos to your team on like great documentation across the board and great tools for devs. I need to go build something with CKEditor because I was like clicking through all that. And I was like, oh, this is really robust and nice. So just a shout out for you all on having great documentation there.
Awesome to hear. Yeah, I will tell the guys, because yeah, it's awesome. Honestly, like once you do it like once or 3 times, it's much easier to just start with your starter, because you already have something predefined, like for example, the TypeScript or something. But if you are new to that, this is awesome way how you can play and check out how the configuration works, because you just check the checkbox and you have everything in place.
Nice. And we do have a question from chat here. So sorry to clarify, is this editor just built specifically for JavaScript? Can I use it with other languages?
Yes, it's under the hood. It's being written in vanilla JavaScript with the type definitions, but we have specific components for various frameworks. So let me once again go to the documentation, and here in getting started, you can see all of the frameworks that are supported. I think and the most used framework right now is React. So we have the support component for React. So it's basically a wrap around it. So it will give you the look and feel as it's a React component. The same for Angular, the same for Vue.js, of course, even for the older one. So if you have some legacy code or some legacy application, you can just use this component and use it as a wrapper, so that you don't need to write your own, I don't know, event handlers and these kind of things to be able to integrate it within your frameworks.
Nice. Awesome. I thank you for that question there. Any other closing thoughts or anything else that folks should be aware of here before we kind of wrap up and hand it off to our next stream?
Yes, definitely. If you don't know what to do and what to play with, go to the builder, go to the documentation, and I would like to shout out for the last part, which is called demos. So if you go here in the resources, I guess, no, here in the CKEditor 5/demos, you can see however you would like to configure your CKEditor. You can do that. So you can have email editing UI. You can have the enhanced paste, because many companies just using Word for content creation, and then they just need to paste it and adjust a little bit. So there are a lot of functionalities that you can walk through. And if you just open it up, you have the real life demo that you can play it with, and you have the source code that you can browse through. So if you are a developer or integrator, this is heaven.
Nice. Yeah, awesome job to your whole team on all of the developer resources here. I was very impressed in the background watching through everything and clicking around. So, well, thank you so much for hopping on and sharing that with the audience. We really appreciate it. For my folks who are sticking around on stream, we have another workshop coming up next. We're going to have the MongoDB team doing a vector search workshop. So if you've been interested in RAG or AI and how that all relates, a great workshop to join in on. The stream will refresh here in a second when this workshop wraps up, but we'd love to see you for that. And oh, thank you so much. We do have one last question here. This is for MLH, so we'll answer that off stream here in a second. But thank you again, and we'll catch everyone on the next stream.
Catch you later.
Cool.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.